Hello. Welcome back to The Last of Us 2, Ellie's house, Diorama, scratch build, no 3D printing. Video 2? Did I say that? I know, it's a long title, but there was a lot of keywords that I thought were important, so I just threw them all in. Everybody else does it. It's fine. Okay, so we're building a kitchen. Well, kind of like a kitchenette. In the corner there. But I guess if it was a real kitchen, there'd be like a lot more to it. So, like a stove, maybe a dishwasher. Do you need a dishwasher to call it a kitchen? Probably not. So we're just gonna call it a kitchenette because it's relatively small and somewhat simple. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Where do I start? Okay, so if you're new to the channel, I am obsessed with the Last of Us video games by Naughty Dog. Video games for PS4, PS5. Anyways, I'm not a gamer. I suck at it. I die a lot, and it makes me anxious. So I'd rather watch other people play video games. Yep, I got hooked on The Last of Us, watching all the gameplays from different YouTubers, but more specifically, I really like Hollow. Hollow, that's his name. If you want to watch the gameplay, look him up. Hollow. Hollow. He's funny. He does cuss some, though. So just FYI, be prepared. Maybe no small children in the room. But this video game is post-apocalyptic. I went over all this on the first video, and I don't really want to bore you guys with going over it again. So if you want to hear about it, go back, watch the first video where I created a couch and a coffee table and some shelves and a tiny little transformer dude. I made all that stuff from hand, from scratch. No 3D printing. I feel like that's important because not very many people do that very often anymore. The scratch stuff, you know. I don't do any 3D printing. Well, I don't have a 3D printer, so, that's why. I actually don't have any printers. Anywho, so, back to the kitchen. Making this little tiny kitchen cabinet counter thing. Well, it's the sink. Well, the sink's going to go there. I mean, it's part of it. So I'm using balsa wood, the softwood, not the plywood stuff that is really hard to cut. This stuff's a lot more forgiving. I buy it in sheets on Amazon. Oh, that reminds me. I'm leaving affiliate links now. In the down below the video is it description? I think it's a description. You just do the little arrow thing, and I'm leaving a bunch of affiliate links down there to all the little products and tools that I use. It's all Amazon, because that's pretty much the only place I order from. Occasionally, I leave the house and hit up places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I go to Lowe's for all my polystyrene or my insulation foam. You can get it at Home Depot too, but Lowe's is on the other side. I'm sorry, distracted. Okay. So affiliate links, yes. If you don't know what they are, if you click on them, it's a special link that kind of like goes back to me, and then like if you buy anything, then I get commission. So that's how that works. I don't get paid to put them on there, but I do get paid if you actually buy something. It's just one of them things that I thought, why not? Why not? People are going to buy the stuff. They might as well buy it through a link, and then, it helps my channel out. Okay, it doesn't really help the channel. It helps me out, to be honest. But, so, sink. Wow. I got really sidetracked. I'm building a sink. And I'm adding, the nice edges to the sink. And later I'll go sand it and kind of round off those corners so it looks a little bit more sinkish. I don't show you the sanding. I do a lot of sanding, but it's boring to watch. I think. Well, I don't know. You guys could tell me. But so yeah, look, see, looks good. Looks fantastic. It's a little crooked. We're gonna make some noodles. Noodles. That's what we're doing. So I showed you an image of the kitchen. This is moving quite fast. And she has a lot of noodles on her counter. So we're gonna make noodles. Ellie either really likes noodles or it just makes sense because it's post-apocalyptic. I mean, she has a lot of noodles. She has bags of noodles. She has boxes of noodles, glass containers of noodles. They don't go bad, so I mean, it makes sense. All you got to do is boil water, and then you have dinner, right? I should stock up on noodles. I really like ramen, the chicken flavored. I've never tried the shrimp. Yes, we're making a container. That's acrylic sheeting, clear acrylic sheeting. Got that off of Amazon too. I'm not joking when I say buy everything off of Amazon. I don't like to leave the house. So here we are cutting up our noodles after we painted our wire. And the wire is just a simple wire. I think it's the green wire, right? It was the green wire, maybe? I don't know. No, I can't remember because I missed it. So we put a little foam lid on it. Looks good. So now we're going to make a cutting board. I made like 5 of these. Yep, I made a lot of cutting boards because they just weren't the right size. And I thought they would work, and then they didn't work. So I made like 5 of them. I am an excellent miniature cutting board maker. So I should put that in my portfolio. I should. I'll put some scratches on there too. And then I did a nice little acrylic wash over the top of it. That's what I like about this balsa wood. You don't have to like paint it. You just put like little washes on it. It still looks like wood, but it ages it, and it looks more realistic, you know? I should dry brush that. I wonder if I did. I can't remember. Okay, we're making bags of noodles. It's just sandwich bag. And yeah, it's a Ziploc one, but anyone will do. I mean, Ziploc's pretty expensive. You could buy, the Walmart special Ziploc baggies. I can't remember what they're called. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, I cut the corners so that I only had one edge, one side to deal with, making sure. I used hot glue. Later, I figure out that it's much easier to just use clear tape. This stuff is moss. Spanish. No, it's not Spanish. I really don't know what kind of moss it is. It could be American. Could be Greek. I don't know. It's moss, though. Moss that looks like noodles. It's the only thing that I had on hand that I could shove in a bag and it kind of looked like something. Okay? That's the truth. That's the honest truth. That's all I had. So, and I thought it looked pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself. Just coming up with that on a whim. Yeah. And then the whole sandwich baggy thing. Oh, see, I already painted the kitchen. Sorry about that. It was on I lost a memory stick. I told you about that in the video number 1. Lost a memory stick. And I must have painted the kitchen on that memory stick because I couldn't find it. So now we're adding all of our little details. And see that little stove, that little like mini stove there? Yeah, it's foam and wire and a knob. A plastic knob. Yep. And then we got pots and pans. I carved those out of foam in the lost footage. We're going to call it the lost Ellies house footage. No, that's too long. Let's just call it the lost footage. Call it the lost footage. Yep, I made those. And I made a little kitchen timer. It's so cute. Yeah, that's all part of the lost footage. And yeah, looks good though. Sorry you didn't get to see all the tiny details. I do add on to that kitchenette later. I don't think I showed you that either. Guys, this video is like 44 minutes long, and there were certain things that it seemed less than necessary. Okay? Less than necessary. We're making a fridge now. One of those little teeny tiny fridges. You know, you find them in overpriced hotel rooms. Not that I would know, because I don't ever really leave the house. Well, I do. I mean, I have to drive to work and pick up my kids and stuff. I have to buy groceries. So I do leave the house. But I would just rather not leave the house. I'm a homebody. Or hermit, as my husband likes to call me. It's truth. It's fine. I don't know why I don't like to leave the house. It's not fun. Makes me anxious. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. But speaking of all that, I did have a number of you ask me if I was ADHD. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm ADHD. Hence the following the dopamine. Although you don't have to be ADHD to have dopamine, so I guess it makes sense to ask. But yes, I am. You may have noticed that I get a bit distracted on occasion, or mainly that I just get distracted and I say weird things. And I also like to talk in a British accent on occasion. So that's a thing. It's a thing. ADHD people do it. It's called a wandering accent. Actually, I don't think you have to be ADHD. I've had a little bit too much caffeine today. I apologize. We're making a barrel. I'm going to slow things down. We're making a barrel out of foam and plastic white sheeting that I got off of Amazon. Plastic white sheeting. I'll put the link down below. And I'm actually physically pointing down right now. I don't know why, but it feels good. I'm going to put it down below so that if you guys decide you want to buy it, then you can. And yeah. And I also bought the tool. There's a special tool that supposedly, I don't know, Amazon told me that I had to have it. So I did what Amazon told me to do. They never steer me wrong. Nope. Never. Anyways, I bought this tool because supposedly it helps you cut the plastic. And I think it does. I mean, it works fine. But I think I probably could have just done it with a razor blade. See, there's the tool. Yep, that's the tool right there. Probably could have just pulled it off with a razor blade and then scored it and snapped it. But like I said, Amazon told me I needed it, so I bought it. And yeah, so this barrel is going to go in the kitchen. Can't remember if I already told you that. And we're going to have some piping poking out of it. And this piping is going to be on the shelf. It's going to go through the shelf as well. So it's kind of a complicated thing, sort of. So I had to, figure it all out. I had to plan. And as you know, planning is not something I'm really, really good at. So here we're using this toy packaging, which came with my son's military Lego set thing. And we're going to create piping, pipes, water pipes out of it. It works great. I think I used it to make a lamp in the first video. Speaking of which, if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. I made it. I made other stuff too, besides the lamp. I made a tiny transformer. Did I already tell you that? This is where my brain stops working. Okay, we're going to move on. I'll edit that out if I already told you that. Here we are. Making sure it all fits. This is a washcloth, a towel. I'm going to call it a towel. I think it's a towel. It looks like a towel, and it hangs in the kitchen, and I tried to make it look like the picture. It didn't turn out great. I mean, I could have used a tinier paintbrush. But at the end of the day, it's one of those, you got to stand back 5 feet, and then it looks like what it's supposed to look like. So we're painting everything white. The piping. Piping's got to be white because it's white. And acrylic wash on all the wood pieces. Now these pieces are all for structure. Not necessarily for looks, but they got to blend in. So we're painting them too. So the shelving that holds up the water barrel is separate from the wall. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. But I needed to make sure it was structurally sound. So that's what those pieces are for. Just trust me. It's important. Here we are making coffee cups. That's a copper wire that I bent to make look like a handle. And I made the coffee cups out of that polystyrene insulation foam. Yep, I just took a piece of foam and I carved it to look like a giant sausage. Okay, sausage is, I don't know why that was the first thing I said, but it's a roll. And then I cut them and then I made coffee cups. Look, it's been done. Sorry. Shelving. See, I'm trying to make that structurally sound so that when I remove the bathroom walls, because for some reason I decided they needed to be removable, that won't go anywhere. It'll still stay there. It'll still be standing. Have I tried to remove the bathroom walls since I've added the shelving? No, I have not. But the time will come when it will be necessary, and I will do it. Here we are. We just want to make sure that all of the angles are correct so that is right above the sink where it's supposed to be. And this little aluminum foil tape stuff, I stole it from my husband. I still don't know what it's called, but it works great. You just have to peel the backing off of it, and then the rest of it is sticky. They kind of serve as like connectors, like what you find on the water pipes. I don't know if that's what they're called, but that would make sense because they connect the pipes, so you'd call them connectors. Anyways, so here I am. I'm just fitting the water pipe up through the shelf, lining it up with where it needs to drop down to the sink. All of those things that you need to be able to plan. Yep. Here's a barrel. We're going to add some rust to it, make it look a little bit more apocalyptic and old. Dab off that wash. I think I add a little dry brushing to it too. Not sure if I showed you that part. Nope, looks like I didn't. So then we're going to glue that down. And, yep, that's all taken care of. Now we're going to glue the fridge down too. Yep. And, I think, yep, there's the lantern. See, that's where the lantern goes. The lantern that you never got to see made. Turned out good though. We're going to glue the desk down too. Okay, so yeah, we're moving on to the cupboard. Pantry. Okay, so it's like a cupboard that serves as a pantry and a cupboard all at the same time. It is what it is. She puts all sorts of different things in there, or so it looks like in the picture. So, anyways, there's 2 shelves. In fact, there may have actually been 3 shelves in the actual video. Image, but I can't recall. So I'll have to check that one out. Anyways, I just get it as close as possible and do an epic amount of sanding to make sure that, it all looks very professional. Now I'm building the doors. Oh, yeah, sorry about the shaky camera. So I bought a new camera mount. It actually mounts to the table. I didn't think of it at the time when I mounted it to the table, but every time the table shakes, so does the camera. I've since fixed it, so it should no longer be an issue. But, yeah, there's a certain amount of learning that you got to do. Some things aren't always obvious, even though they should be. So here we are. We're gluing our frames together. These are the doors for the cupboard / pantry. And, I just used some super glue and some Insta-Set on that because it's awesome. And now I'm using an acrylic sheet to create the glass pane that goes in between. So I made these glass panes. Panes? I don't think that's what they're called, but whatever. I made these things and then, not thinking about it, I glued them down. And then I had to take them apart again because I forgot that I had not painted the doors or the pantry yet. So I edited that part out so you don't notice that. But I just don't know why I thought I'd tell you. Just thought it was important. Because every time I don't tell you something that pops into my head, I feel like I'm keeping something from you, which is absolutely silly. I know. Anyways, we're moving on. We're going to paint them. Yep, we're going to paint them. It's kind of like a gray. It's mostly white with like a touch of black in it. Because I don't like straight white for anything. Except for dry brushing. So here we are. We're going to paint this. We're going to paint it all the same color. Try and make sure we get in all the nooks and crannies. Not sure why I show you all of it. Oh, I didn't. Thank goodness. Because I didn't know what else to say about the painting. So we get that all painted up. And later, once that's dry, I'll add a bit of a wash to it. Like a dirty wash. So I can make it look old or dirty. She lives in a garage. Not that I'm saying anything bad about anybody who lives in a garage, because I would totally live in a garage. I would. But it could be dirty and dusty. I kind of do live in a garage, if I'm being honest. We have a house and we have a garage, and that's where we do all of our hobby work. So I kind of do live in a garage. Just saying. So here I am. Oh, I'm making all the little details. The jars of food that are going to go in the pantry. Some of them I made out of wood. Not all of them. The others I made, actually I didn't make. They came on, I did not print anything. It was an electrical board. My coworker tore a stereo apart, and, the little electrical boards that come. Anyways, it had a bunch of little bits and pieces on there. I called them transistors in the last video, and that was incorrect. And now I'm struggling to remember what was correct. Somebody commented and told me what they were, and I swear it starts with a C. It'll come to me. Anyways, you can see them all stuck down there, the yellow and the black bits. These are the wood bits I decided to paint. So I'm painting them. I started with just a single layer of paint, and now I'm adding some lighter color to it, just dabbing it on there, so that it kind of looks like there's like something inside of the jars. I didn't want them to be like a solid flat color because I thought it would be boring. So we added some highlights. Yep, that's what we did. They're not transistors. What are they? Oh my gosh. It's going to be really embarrassing when I can't remember what they're called. Totally embarrassing. Anyways, I'm really sorry. The guy that commented, I apologize. I am failing you miserably. Okay, so lots of orange and lots of red. I don't know what's in the jars. I mean, could be tomato sauce, considering all of the pasta that she has, all the noodles. She probably would have a lot of tomato sauce. These are going to be ravioli boxes. They looked purple in the picture, so I'm painting them a dark plum purple. Plum. I like that color. It's a pretty color. My kitchen was that color once. Now it's a very light purple. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to guess that they're tomato sauce. Or maybe some jams. Strawberry jam. Or rhubarb. I mean, this is post-apocalyptic. It's not like you can just go down to the store and buy stuff. So we're going to go with fruits and vegetables, obviously. Maybe some beets. Beets are very red. Sorry, we're painting coffee cups now. She has like 2 sets of coffee cups. She's got like red ones. She's got blue ones. She's got a lot of coffee cups. I have way more coffee cups. I have coffee cups that are probably 30 years old in my pantry. Sorry, cupboard. Now I'm getting myself confused. So we're going to paint the lids white. I literally have coffee cups probably from before I was born. It's just a thing that you collect, right? If you drink coffee, you collect coffee cups. And people buy you coffee cups for random reasons. I'm not complaining. Sorry, we're writing ravioli on all the boxes. Yep, we're going to write ravioli on, I mean, it's in Latin. Okay, it's not, but it's very small and it's hard to read, so we're going to pretend it's Latin. Because it makes me sound smart. Now, we're going to add some squigglies, because I didn't know what else to put on the box, and I needed to fill up the space because it looked too boring, so I add squigglies. All right? Don't judge me. Oh, we're going to add, labels. What a smart thing to do. That way she's not as confused as I am about what's in the jars. Now she'll know. She'll know that that the green jar is most likely spinach. I wonder if spinach is easy to grow. And then we're going to label them. That one says tomatoes. That one says applesauce. It looks like applesauce, doesn't it? And then spinach. I mean, sounds like a plan. Yep. We're going to make some more bags of noodles. Only this time we're using clear tape because I learned it's way easier. And it just makes sense. So clear packaging tape. And then some more Greek moss. Or Spanish or American. I don't care. It's just moss. And it looks good. Like I said, it's what I had on hand. And I thought it looked amazing. Yep. See, look at them. All finished up. Ooh, we're going to pack up our cabinet now. And we're going to put loads and loads of stuff in there. And shove it in there. Turn the coffee cup the right way. Oh, the plates. Yeah, it's just one piece of foam that I carved to look like several pieces. But it's not. Because I was being lazy. Yep. Just going to fit everything in there the best way I can. There's one box of ravioli. I tried to match it to the picture, obviously, as much as I could. There's the double boxes going up above. A certain amount of planning, make sure everything fits, of course. And then we've got some more tangerines and some strawberries. And there's our applesauce. Yep. And then red pepper flakes. I don't know. Sure, why not? Yeah. And that's that looks like a legit jar of jam. That one does. I don't know why it's so off screen. I sometimes forget that I need to do this on the camera because I get very carried away. Oh, it looks fantastic. Yay! Good job. Good job. Oh, we're going to glue on the doors forever. I suppose I could have made them like open up, but that would have been really difficult. And time consuming. And I would have had to plan it. Yep, we don't need to do that. So now this is the drying rack. This is like, pre-dishwasher era. When you wash your dishes and you put them in the dish drying rack. We had one. You could also just use a towel. But, these racks are pretty nice. Now we're going to put on some dirty wash. Dirty wash on the cabinets because it's, old and post-apocalyptic. And it needs to be washed in a dirty way. Because that makes sense. Oh. Okay, yep, we're placing things down. Oh, we're getting serious. And I'm pretty sure there was glue on that. Yeah. Look at the bathroom. Oh, sorry, you missed it. Okay, I don't know why I spend so much time on some things and not on others. This is just a box. It's just a cardboard box that goes above the pantry that for some reason I felt it was important to video. And so that's what I did. I'm going to dry brush it, and it's got Italian on it again. Italian. We're going to go with Italian. We're going to make it look a little dirty, a little old. We love that. And those giant bags of noodles, well, I couldn't fit them in the cupboard, so we're going to put them in a box. You can never have too much noodles in the post-apocalyptic time. No, you can't. See, I felt it was necessary to video the box, yet not the coffee cup holder that is below the cupboard, which was just a piece of plastic and some wire. Don't know why I didn't show that to you. Very sorry. I'll show you the next one I make. If I ever make another one. Oh, so we got like flour up there too and all the rest of it. Oh, and I painted that. That's like a poster. Yes, there's tape on the back. Again, I was having some commitment issues, so I just decided to tape it for now until I was sure. And so we had to do our shelves. So we're doing our shelves now. We're going to paint up these shelves, just some softy balsa wood with some brownish acrylic washish stuff on there. Ish. Back to the towel. See, you can't really tell that it looks like crap. Yeah. I mean, it's all folded now and it's wrapped around the towel rack, so it looks legit, right? Yeah. Oh, we're going to put it on there. Oh, look. See? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It fits. It works. Now we're going to put on our shelves. Get those suckers glued on there so we can start creating and adding all of our little details. That's what we're going to do next. We are going to make stuff out of foam. See, that's what I meant by like making a foam roll, and then you just cut them up into coffee cups. But I'm not making a coffee cup. I'm making a base for my globe. It's like an old school globe, the spinny kind. We had one when I was a kid. We used to spin it, and we'd do that. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, maybe we didn't do that, but we would spin it, we would close our eyes, and then we would point to the globe, and wherever it landed, that's where we would go. 9 times out of 10, I couldn't pronounce wherever the heck I was heading, but I was going there. Someday. Maybe. Anyway, so I'm making a globe. And I don't know what this thing is called. It's the thingy that goes around the globe that looks like a C. It almost makes it look like Saturn. But Saturn goes all the way around, so that doesn't really make sense. Anyways, I'm just trying to make sure that it's going to properly fit around the outside of the globe. I really don't know what it's called. I should have Googled parts of a globe so I didn't sound like such an idiot. But I did not. So just bear with me. You'll know what it is once you see it. It'll all make sense. I promise. Now we're sanding it very gently because this is that insulation foam that, it kind of crumbles and falls apart if you're not careful. So now we're going to drill. This is a hand drill. I got that off of Amazon, by the way. It's amazing. I don't know how I live my life without it. So we're hand drilling these holes so we can stick these wires in so that we can fit our C thing on there. It's got to poke through those wires. Yep, that's how we're going to fit that sucker on there. But first we're going to pull it all apart and we're going to paint it. After we attach it to the base, which is made out of foam. And I've got a little metal washer on the bottom because the ball is made out of clay, which can be quite heavy, once it's all dry. And I just didn't want it falling over. So that's what I did. I did that. So now we're painting some of our little details that go on one of our shelves. Miss Ellie is quite the little artist. She paints. So we have some painting palettes there on the right. We have a tin can for all of our brushes, and we have some random colored paints and books, which have nothing to do with painting, but they go on the shelves somewhere. So they're made out of foam, and we're just painting them up. Actually, I think these might be even reused books from like the first video that I decided I didn't need to cut anything else, I just paint it. Yeah. But anyways, so now we're going to paint the globe. I could have, painted it blue, like the sea, but I wanted to match what was in the image. And apparently we're going to jump all over the place because this is going to be another poster. But the globe must be drying from the first layer. And now that's drying, so now we're going to make a poster. My videos are so chaotic. I don't know how you guys can keep up. And this is not relaxing. I can't believe this would be relaxing. So now I've Googled images on my phone of what a globe should look like, and I don't know. That could be Africa. I don't know. Maybe that's North America, South America, whatever. I suck at geology. Wait, geography. Geometry? I'm pretty sure it's geography. I'm just messing with you. Yep, totally messing with you. So now we're putting on whatever random colors I saw in the picture. And, at this point I'm kind of thinking, wow, this looks awful. It's going to get worse, though. And then it's going to get way worse before it gets better. It doesn't look awful, okay? It once it sits up there, it looks okay, all right? I could have worked a little bit harder on my lines, but I didn't. Now we're gluing some books together. Going on the bookshelves, we're going to glue these suckers together. I just tried to kind of make it look disorganized and in disarray because that's how normal people live. And now we're gonna paint the lids to our paints. Yep, I'm gonna paint those white, gray. I think that's gray. Now we're gonna add a little paint to our tin can because that's where she puts her brushes and her water, and it's messy. And I'm making a paintbrush, which you can't really see because it's really, really blurry. I don't know why it's blurry, but I used some hot glue, let it dry, cut the little tip off there, and you'll see when I paint it, it'll take form, and it's like magic. And you're like, oh my gosh, what a great idea! Why didn't I think of that? Well, now you did. Well, I did. But see, look, it looks like a paintbrush. Okay, not like a real paintbrush, but like a maybe an animated cartoon paintbrush. So I made a bunch of those, all different sizes, and set them off to dry for later so you can see them in the background. Now we're going to do some dry brushing on the globe because it needs to look old because she probably picked it up randomly on some run into an abandoned town to find jars of food, and she found this globe and she thought, I need to take that home. See, there's our paintbrushes in the tin can. I think it's a tin can. And we're going to add little bits of paint to it because Ellie was busy. She didn't have time to wash her brushes. Okay? That's why. So now we're going to make the little astronaut guy. Ellie she wants to be an astronaut. Wants, all the same, right? Anyway, so we're making an astronaut dude. And the little transformer guy from video 1 went so well, I just decided to make this guy out of foam too. So I just glued all the little bits together with foam, let it dry, then I went back over it with Mod Podge just to make sure that it didn't fall apart. And jumping over to a poster. Just some random poster that's hanging in Ellie's house. I'm sure it has a significant meaning to her or the creators of the video game, but I don't really know. But we're going to make it anyways. It's got a microphone on it. And I think it's supposed to be like one of those mic night things, where you come and you read like poetry, maybe you sing. I don't know. It's a mic night. Not that I've ever been to one, but I don't leave the house. So there's that. But I mean, what better things to do in post-apocalyptic time, than get together with all of your peeps and, embarrass yourself. Now we're going to move on to another poster. And this says Savage Starlight. I don't know what it's for. Could be a movie. Could be. It's just, I really think it's just something random that she collected. Again, on one of those runs where they're, food, looking for stuff, and she saw this post. Or maybe it's a comic book. She's obsessed with comics. She likes comic books. She collects them. So maybe this is from a comic book. I don't know, guys. But the woman in it, like, she looks like she's, looks like she could take care of herself. Oh, oops. Somebody bumped me. Anyways, so, yeah, it's a tough woman, and I have no idea. We're gonna go with comic books. And granted, I purposefully did not spend a ton of time on these posters, guys. I just kind of wanted to fly through them. I wanted to get the general idea of them. They're not perfect. Again, like 5 feet away. Perfect. 5 feet away. So that's what we're doing. And I'm not really sure what's going on, why she's got tentacles coming out of her back. I think they're tentacles. And she's got some sort of a glowing orb in her hands. I don't know. I come up with all sorts of ideas for that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. Maybe it's like space movie. I mean, she's into like, I don't know. Or you guys figure it out and go with it. Okay, Savage Starlight. It's got to be an outer space thing. All right, so we're done. We are done, and that's what it looks like. And not bad, not awful, not great, but not bad. So we're gonna stick that up there. Oh, we're putting stuff up. Oh, yay! Books. Oh, see, look at that globe. It looks good. And there's our poster. Looks good. It's looking like a house. We got one more poster to make. We're gonna make the astronaut guy. He's an astronaut guy. He's an astronaut, and it could be a girl. I shouldn't say guy. That sounds. Could be. It's an astronaut. Okay, floating in space, climbing a ladder. That's what I could get from the poster. And because she likes space, I'm assuming that's what it's all about. So we're just adding, some highlights here. I like to jump in and do a lot of my shadows first. I do a lot of shadowing first, and then I usually save the big highlights for very last. So we got our shadows in there. Yeah, I think we're just about done with that. Looks kind of good. Doesn't look bad. It's 5 feet away. 5 feet. You can tell what it is. Okay, so here, we're making Christmas lights. See the Christmas lights hanging on the garage door? Yeah, that went really quick, and I'm sorry. So the camera that I'm using here is not my usual camera. I'm painting the astronaut guy now, too. I had to borrow my really good camera to my dad. My dad needed it. So I used my phone to record a little bit of footage. And I'm realizing now that was probably a mistake because the footage is awful. But you get the point. I won't do it again. I promise. But yeah, that footage is from my phone. And this. And we're hanging the lights. We're going to hang up the Christmas lights. We're trying to match kind of the look of what's going on in Ellie's house. And I didn't know how to make these Christmas lights. Y'all, I was gonna use wire, but they're a little too stiff. They needed to be more, dangly, like Christmas lights should be. And yes, it took a long time to glue all of those beads onto that. And that string is actually, so somebody at some point got my daughter like a bracelet making kit, which had all the different threads and colors and stuff. So that's where that came from. See, look at that. Look at that. It's an epic Christmas light thing. That's how I would do it in my house. I mean, if I had the chance. I mean, that's what my lights look like. It's a little chaotic, but it works, right? Yeah, so this is like done. Oh, we got to move that. Get that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, this is like completed. Okay, it's not done. Video number 2 done. I mean, there's a lot of little details in there. A ridiculous amount of details. And these are the beauty shots, which means this is pretty much over. See, there's that transformer dude from video 1 and the astronaut from video 2. See, look at that. It doesn't look bad. I'm proud. I'm proud of it. There's a lot going on there. Oh, look, there's the bathroom. Just a sneak peek of the bathroom. I'm going to do that in the next video. Video number 3. Bathroom and bedroom. Hopefully I can fit everything into one more video, and then I can be complete and move on from there. Not that I haven't enjoyed this. It's been a very long process. Not going to lie. Oh, here's some side-by-sides. Diorama versus actual game. I mean, my stuff's a little bit bigger, a little bit more squished together, but for the most part, you know, it looks legit. I'm missing the chair in that picture. I don't know why I forgot the chair. Anywho, if you guys made it all the way to the end, thank you. I'm impressed and extremely grateful. I'm extremely grateful for all the subscribers, all the comments. You guys make my heart so happy. So please come again. We'll see you next time. Okay, bye.